Congratulations. Archangel Michael says, tonight, on September 27th, at 12:12 a.m., a huge financial blessing is coming your way in the last week of September. Open this now to claim, or someone else will block the blessings. The trumpet sounds at midnight, and heaven leans close. September 27th, at exactly 12:12 a.m. is not just a date on a calendar. It is a divine appointment, a holy interruption in the natural order. It is a moment pre-written in the eternal records of heaven where spiritual doors swing open and the treasuries of provision overflow. It is not by chance that you have seen this message. It is not a coincidence that you are hearing these words. Archangel Michael has stepped forward with a sacred seal in his hand, the seal of financial release. This moment is yours, but only if you choose to step into it with boldness, obedience, and awareness. This sacred window of time, 12:12 a.m., is a spiritual cipher, a code that heaven uses to mark access points for miracles. The number 12 is heaven's symbol of divine government, apostolic authority, and supernatural order. This hour signifies that heaven is reordering things on your behalf. Debts, delays, denials, all being shifted in your favor. But there is a warning ringing in the spirit. Not everyone will be allowed in. Not everyone will cross into this blessing. This hour is for the alert, the awakened, the anointed, not the distracted, not the doubtful, and not the disobedient. Heaven has not sounded this trumpet for all. This message is for the chosen. This is for you. And make no mistake, there is a war over your wealth. For every open gate, there are watchers. For every blessing released, there are blockers trying to intercept it. If you do not claim it now, someone else will step into what was marked for you. If you hesitate, the hand of another will take what heaven meant for you. This moment is precious, and it is passing quickly. What you do between now and the strike of 12:12 will echo through the remaining days of September, and possibly the rest of the year. It is a divine crossroads. One path leads to overflow, the other to spiritual forfeiture. The question is this: will you be ready at midnight, or will you sleep through your moment of divine transfer? Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. In the sacred stillness of the night, the veil between the natural and the supernatural begins to thin. And as the clock approaches 12:12 a.m. on September 27th, a soundless trumpet is echoing through the spirit realm, one that not all can hear, but the chosen do. It is the sound of access. It is the sound of angelic movement. It is the sound of Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, stepping forward with a blazing sword and a scroll in his hand. This is not just any scroll. This is not a word of comfort alone. This is a divine decree of financial breakthrough for those who have endured much, waited long, and remained obedient in silence. Archangel Michael, the guardian of God's people, the one who contended with principalities over Daniel's answered prayer, the one who fights for destinies locked in spiritual combat, he has been dispatched to war on your behalf. He does not come empty-handed. He comes with a seal, a key, and a message that at this midnight hour, heaven's treasury is opening, and your name is among those who are listed for release. But listen closely, beloved. The treasury of heaven does not open by default. It opens by posture. This is not a time to be casual. This is not a time to be lukewarm. This is a time to posture your spirit in total surrender, unwavering faith, and bold expectation. For in the next few hours, the position of your heart will determine the condition of your hands. What you carry into this hour will either qualify you or delay you. Your spiritual posture determines your financial release. And do not be deceived. There are unseen hands at work, some of them divine, others demonic. Angels are moving through the corridors of time, preparing transfers, shifting resources, unblocking gates. But there are also dark forces, whispering voices of doubt, distractions rising at the last moment, familiar spirits attempting to distort your focus and steal your blessing. This is not fantasy. This is the front line of a spiritual transaction. And if you could only see what was happening behind the veil, you would be on your face in prayer even now. Make no mistake, this word is not for everyone. This is not a mass message thrown to the wind. This is a targeted dispatch from the throne of God, and it is arriving to a specific few. Only the aligned will hear. Only the obedient will respond. Only the faithful will receive. You were not just selected, you were sifted through trial and testing to carry this kind of release. You are not reading these words by chance. You are not stumbling across this revelation by mistake. You are one of the few whose midnight is about to become morning. You are one of the chosen whose delay is about to break open into divine deposit. But hear this loud and clear, you are chosen, but you are still being tested. The final exam is how you respond in this sacred window. Will you posture your heart in expectation? Will you align your words with heaven's decree? Or will you let doubt rob you of what is already prepared? The heavens are watching. The angels are moving. The adversaries are lurking. And Michael has drawn his sword. He stands between you and the forces that have long warred against your wealth, your increase, your expansion. His presence means the battle is already tilting in your favor, but you must not lose your focus in these critical hours. This midnight hour is not to be feared, it is to be honored. For what you honor you unlock, and what you unlock, no man can shut. Your faith must not waver now. Your eyes must not close. Your spirit must stay awake. You are standing at the gate of divine release, and the key is your obedience. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. There are movements happening around you that cannot be seen with the natural eye, and yet your spirit has already discerned them. In the silence of your soul, you felt the disturbance. In the quiet of your mites, you've noticed the shift. Shadows are circling. Whispers have begun. Eyes are watching. But not all who watch are cheering. There are those who smile at your presence but snarl at your promise. And as the financial blessing approaches, as the release scheduled for September 27th at 12:12 a.m. draws near, their spirits have started to sense what you've only begun to hope for. Do not be confused by the sudden coldness of familiar people. Do not be shaken by the strange delays, the missed opportunities, the unexpected tensions. These are not coincidences. These are the tremors before your financial earthquake. You see, your blessing has weight, and anything that carries true spiritual weight sends signals into the atmosphere before it arrives. That's why the enemy has stirred the waters around you. That's why people have grown distant, suspicious, or envious. They feel something's coming for you, even if they don't understand it. They sense your breakthrough, but they don't know when or how. So they do what adversaries do when they smell increase. They whisper. They conspire. They mimic support while masking sabotage. Be careful, beloved. The watchers are not all strangers. Some have been sitting at your table, silently calculating how to block what was never theirs to claim. And in this final stretch of September, the emotional pressure has grown. You've questioned yourself more in the last few days than you have in months. You've battled fog in your mind, weariness in your heart, and a strange feeling that something is missing or slipping away. But I say to you now, this emotional unrest is not a sign of failure. It is proof of what's about to be delivered. Every disruption in your peace is confirmation that the enemy is panicking. Yes, your finances have been tight. Yes, the doors have creaked slowly. But this is the pattern of heaven. Before every major release, there is confusion. Before every divine unlocking, there is spiritual resistance. You are not being buried. You are being positioned. And when God begins to shift things financially, He first disorients the environment around you. Why? Because He is shaking loose every counterfeit connection and exposing every hidden monitoring spirit trying to access your gate of wealth. You've been delayed, but you haven't been denied. You've been shaken, but not shattered. The financial drought you've endured has not been punishment. It has been divine preparation. Heaven could not release what you were not ready to carry. But now, the scale has tipped. The silence has been heard. The obedience has been seen. The tears in the midnight hours have been recorded in the courts of heaven. Now hear this. Michael is not just fighting for your finances. He is protecting your emotional stability. He is shielding you from spiritual breakdown so you can walk into material breakthrough. Because heaven knows that if the enemy can get to your emotions, he can stop you from receiving. But your strength is returning. Your clarity is returning. And your focus is about to lock in like never before. Why? Because the last week of September has been marked by heaven as your time of supernatural, irreversible, undeniable financial release. Stay alert. Stay hidden in obedience. And stay unmoved in faith. Because even now, angels are clearing the airways for what is coming your way. No demon, no gossip, no envious eye will block it, unless you let them. Guard your heart. Protect your peace. What's coming is greater than what's been lost. Type I am receiving in the comments if this word speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 7744 is surrounding you now. If this prophetic word has stirred something deep in your spirit, then this is your moment to not just receive, but to partner. Every seed you sow helps carry this message to the hungry, the weary, and the chosen. You're not giving to a channel. You're unlocking breakthrough for someone else's destiny. When you support through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal linked in the video description, you're sowing into a living river of prophetic release. Just as God said in Luke 6:38, "Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." This is your trigger moment. This is your invitation to sow where heaven is flowing. And when you move, God multiplies. Declare your obedience. Seal your yes. Give into the fire and watch God release the flood. Support now, and may your seed be your sign. You have not been under financial attack. You have been in the middle of a spiritual war over your inheritance, over your access, and over your anointing to prosper. What looks like money problems on the surface is actually a kingdom-level confrontation over your destiny. You must understand, poverty is not just a condition. It is a demonic assignment, and it has been targeting your bloodline for generations. But the curse stops here. The cycle ends with you. Because you are the one who has remained faithful. You are the one who refused to bow to the pressure. You are the one heaven is preparing to bless, and hell is terrified to see rise. The resistance you're feeling is not personal. It's prophetic. The tension, the warfare, the sudden breakdowns in your finances, these are not random. They are strategic attacks from the adversary designed to frustrate your expectation, to sabotage your posture, and to make you settle for less than what's been decreed over you. But tonight, on September 27th at 12:12 a.m., something ancient breaks. A pattern is reversed. A ceiling is shattered. Because Archangel Michael, the chief warrior of God's armies, is contending in the unseen realm for your financial release. Michael does not come to comfort. He comes to confront. He is not dispatched for ordinary moments. He is summoned when destinies hang in the balance and when the delay hath been too long. And right now, in the courts of heaven, there is a legal battle raging. Hell has tried to present false evidence against you. Accusations, generational debt, past mistakes, even unspoken fears. The enemy has gathered these things and presented them before the throne as reasons why your financial release should be denied. But Michael has risen as your divine advocate, drawing his sword against every demonic claim. He is standing over your name with fire in his eyes, declaring, "This one belongs to the Lord. This one has been refined. This one is due for release." This is not just about your money. This is about your mantle. This is about the assignment you were born to walk in. Because your provision is tied to your purpose. If the enemy can delay your finances, he can delay your mission. If he can lock up your resources, he can keep you from building what God told you to build. That's why every closed door has been more than disappointment. It's been a form of spiritual resistance. But take heart. The resistance you feel is not rejection. It is the confirmation that you are chosen. Let this settle in your spirit. The enemy does not war against what does not threaten him. The fact that hell has fought your finances so violently is proof that your hands are anointed to handle wealth. It is proof that you carry something heavy, something holy, something worth stealing. But no more. No more delay. No more interference. You've been quiet, and your silence has been a weapon. You've been patient, and your endurance has been a gate. You've stayed obedient when others would have quit, and heaven has recorded every act of surrender. God has not overlooked your sacrifice. Michael has not missed your cries. And as of this moment, the tide is turning. The battle is tilting in your favor. That confrontation in the spirit realm is reaching its climax, and the gates of financial release are trembling under the weight of divine justice. Every opposing spirit, every delaying power, every generational chain, they are losing their grip. Heaven is responding not just with comfort, but with correction, with compensation, with completion. Your wealth is not just for survival, it is for kingdom movement. You are being positioned to fund, to build, to lead, and to liberate others. And that is why the warfare has been so intense. You are not under attack. You are under refinement for ruling. You are not being punished. You are being postured for promotion. To stand. Stay in posture. Let your silence speak. Let your patience war. Let your obedience roar louder than your words. Because your reward is not coming. It is already on its way. And Michael is ensuring that nothing and no one will block what God has declared over your life. Type "I am in position" in the comments if this word confirms your warfare. Blessing code 8855 is now in motion. Listen carefully now, for the hour is urgent and the Spirit is not speaking in suggestion but in summons. As the final days of September close in and the strike of 12:12 a.m. on September 27th approaches, a confrontation is forming in the unseen realm. The atmosphere is pregnant with divine activity, and so too, the enemy is stirring with intensity. There is a plot being formed in secret, not by strangers in the flesh, but by familiar spirits working through people close to your promise. They have seen a glimpse of your next level, and they are preparing to intercept it. Heaven is not silent about this. Archangel Michael has sounded the alarm. His sword is not only drawn, it is pointed directly at the gates of interference. Because someone is trying to move ahead of you. Someone is trying to block what was designed for you. They have heard the rustling of angels on assignment. They have sensed your name whispered in heavenly corridors. And though they don't know the details, they are plotting by instinct, moved by jealousy, suspicion, and fear of your rise. This week, yes, this exact week, a showdown is brewing. Whether in your finances, in relationships, in your workplace, or in unseen conversations, there is a brewing attempt to delay or deny what heaven is releasing. And the Spirit of the Lord is revealing it to you now, not to cause fear but to awaken urgency. Because the window you are standing in is narrow. This is not a season. This is a moment. This is not a process, this is a portal. And portals do not remain open forever. Heaven has marked this hour, and the spiritual pressure is rising. The enemy's camp is confused, but still dangerous. For when Satan senses he cannot stop something, he attempts to still it, distort it, or redirect it. And that is what is happening now. There are conversations happening without your presence. There are meetings taking place behind your back. There are spirits trying to mirror your blessing, hoping to slip in and take what was ordained only for you. But you have something they do not. Alignment. You have been tested, pruned, pressed. You have kept your integrity when it cost you everything. And because of that, the gate was opened. But this gate must be claimed. The blessing must be stepped into. If you do not move in faith, if you do not respond in obedience, if you do not activate your trust, someone else can take what has your name written on it. Not because God revoked it, but because you remained silent when you were meant to stand. This is not a moment to hesitate. This is not a moment to let your emotions rule. This is not the time to wait for another confirmation. This word is your confirmation. This sound is your trumpet blast. This message is the final call to awaken your authority and step into what has already been prepared. The adversary knows the timeline. Do you? The spirit realm has been watching the clock. Do you know how close the hour is? By 12:12 a.m., September 27th, You must have settled in your spirit who you are, what belongs to you, and what you will not let be stolen. You must pray. You must declare. You must be silent where silence is holy, and vocal where boldness is demanded. Because what you do in this week will decide who gets access to your gate. Either you rise and claim it, or someone else, watching in envy, may receive what they never sowed for. But for those who say yes, for those who align in stillness, obedience, and spiritual authority, Michael stands ready. His wings are covering the gate. His sword is standing between you and every demonic interception. And heaven's records are being sealed with your name on the blessing. Make no mistake, the pressure you feel is not coincidence. It is because this is the week that changes everything. Type "I claim my gate" in the comments if you are ready to receive. Blessing code 9900 is now activated. Now that the gate has been revealed, now that the war over your wealth has been uncovered, you must move differently. In the Spirit, there is a holy hush. Heaven is whispering strategy, not shouting it. The angels are not marching. They are waiting. Waiting for your stillness. Waiting for your silence. Waiting for your posture of trust. Because in this next movement, obedience will speak louder than declarations, and stillness will move more than striving. This is your time to become invisible to the enemy and undeniable to God. The same Spirit that led Christ into the wilderness is now leading you into the hidden place, where power is refined and instructions are whispered like fire. Heaven's activity is increasing, and so must your discretion. You cannot afford to announce what has not yet been activated. You cannot afford to discuss what God told you to protect. Because the enemy does not need to steal your resources. He only needs to steal your words. This week, leading into the divine moment of September 27th at 12:12 a.m., you are being instructed by the courts of heaven to guard your mouth and shield your plans. Even those who say they support you may not be safe with your vision. What is forming in the womb of your spirit must be kept until it is birthed. There are watchers. There are whisperers. There are spirits operating through people who do not even know they are being used. This is why Michael has been stationed. Not just to fight for you, but to teach you how to stand without exposing your next step. Do not post everything. Do not explain yourself. Do not defend what God already validated. Your silence is your shield. The moment you try to prove something to someone who was never meant to understand it, you forfeit power and invite resistance. Be still. Let your results speak. Let your breakthrough be the announcement. The ones who doubted you will watch in silence as the gates of provision swing wide. And do not underestimate the power of obedience in this hour. Not partial obedience. Not delayed obedience. But instant, precise, holy obedience. The kind that doesn't make sense to the natural mind. The kind that may call you to withdraw, to fast, to give, to cancel, to release. Whatever the Spirit instructs, view it quickly. Because the warfare in this hour is not won by noise, it is won by submission. Michael stands at your gate, but he is not alone. There are watchers with him. Holy ones, dispatched to mark your steps and release instructions as you walk. They are moving with the scroll of your next season, but they will not unroll it until you prove you are ready to carry it without compromising it. Heaven is looking for maturity. Heaven is watching for restraint. Heaven is weighing your wisdom. This is not about fear. This is about divine protection. God is not hiding you to punish you. He is hiding you to preserve the promise. You are not being overlooked. You are being covered. You are not being delayed. You are being sheltered from premature exposure. This is sacred ground. Walk it carefully. The closer you get to the gate, the quieter your spirit must become. The more urgent the hour, the more precise your hearing must be. Do not move until you hear. Do not speak until you're led. And do not reveal what is still forming in the cloud. The cloud is moving, but it is moving silently. Those who hear in the stillness will walk through what others never knew was opening. Michael is not here to entertain you. He is here to instruct you, to protect you, to walk with you through the narrow corridor of this divine week until your name is announced in the realm of favor. Hold your peace. Keep your posture. Stay hidden in God. The hour is near. Type "I will be still" in the comments if you understand this assignment. Blessing code 2233 is surrounding you now. Now rise, for the time of trembling is over. The days of doubting yourself, of shrinking back, of questioning if you are worthy of the promise, those days have expired. You are not who they think you are anymore. You are not the same one who struggled to make ends meet, who questioned if God still saw you, who cried in silence while others flourished in public. No, you are the one whom heaven has prepared in secret to reveal in power. The financial famine is ending, not because of a bank deposit, but because your identity has shifted. And now, everything around you must shift with it. Hear this and let it settle in your soul. You are being elevated. Not pitied, not merely sustained, but elevated. The wind of change is blowing, and you are the eagle it carries. You are no longer grounded in limitation. You are being lifted by divine acceleration. The fire that burned away your distractions has now refined your focus. The pain that once drained you has now become power beneath your feet. You walk differently now, not with arrogance, but with authority. Not with pride, but with purpose. Every door that refused you is about to regret it. Every opportunity that passed you over is about to make room. Because God is not restoring you to where you were. He is launching you beyond what you imagined. The days ahead are not about survival. They are about stewardship, strategy, and supernatural supply. You will not just receive finances, you will command resources. You will not just make ends meet, you will meet needs. You will sow into others what you once prayed for yourself. That is the shift. That is the transformation. That is the evidence that heaven has touched your name. Let them talk. Let them assume. Let them watch. Because they only knew the version of you that was in the fire. They never met the one who walked out of it. The victim narrative hath been shattered. The chains of financial limitation are breaking. What was locked for years is being opened in days. You are becoming the proof that obedience births overflow. And it begins tonight, as the hour of 12:12 a.m. on September 27th approaches. The clock that once counted your disappointments is about to count your divine deposits. No more drinking. No more waiting for permission. No more apologizing for your calling. You have been assigned to prosper, not just for you, but for the ones assigned to your voice, your hands, your obedience. You are not just being blessed, you are being entrusted. God is giving you power to create, to fund, to multiply. What you touch will grow. What you speak will shift. Where you walk, the soul will respond. This is not the season of slow. This is the season of suddenly. Doors will open before you knock. Favor will find you before you search. Solutions will flow before the problem even finishes speaking. You are not behind. You are not overlooked. You are on schedule with heaven. And those who thought you were forgotten will see that you were being fortified. So stand tall. Square your shoulders. Lift your head. The gate is opening, and you are not just walking through it. You are inheriting what's on the other side. The transformation is real. The atmosphere is charged. The angels are moving. And you are ready. This is your time to soar, to reign, to receive without shame. You are no longer surviving in a storm. You are walking in the wind of divine elevation. The famine is over. The fire has forged you. The gate is open, and your name is known in heaven. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you feel this empowerment taking root. Lesson code 5566 is being activated over your life. Let the veil be torn back now, for the Spirit of the Lord is ready to reveal what has been hidden in mystery. This moment, September 27th at 12:12 a.m., is not just symbolic, it is strategic. It is a divine intersection where heavens will meet your readiness. What is about to happen in the realm of finances is not random. It is prophetic fulfillment, the manifestation of words spoken over your life that never expired, just waited for the right time. This is the time. You have carried the burden of delay, not realizing that the delay was not denial. It was orchestration. Every missed opportunity, every denied request, every season of insufficiency was not to punish you, but to protect the prophecy. Because what God is releasing this week is not just about increase, it is about alignment. You are being brought into alignment with heaven's timing, heaven's wealth, and heaven's rhythm. The time of wondering when is over. The time of worrying how is finished. Now is the hour where what was spoken is activated. Your name has been called in the courts of heaven. Your file has been opened. Your case is being ruled in your favor. You've been asking, why now? The answer is, because the prophetic clock has struck your hour. Because your posture caught the attention of heaven. Because your obedience echoed louder than your need. Because your faith proved greater than your frustration. And now, what was once locked behind prophetic promises is being released into physical manifestation. The oil of heaven is flowing toward you. But this oil is not just for anointing, it is for activation. It will touch your ideas and turn them into income. It will touch your work and multiply it into wealth. It will touch your name and bring it into the rooms you never applied for. This is not the oil of survival. This is the oil of strategic promotion. And hear this clearly, you are not forgotten. You are preserved. God has preserved your reputation. God has preserved your gift. God has preserved your positioning. And now, He is pouring out reward. But not just reward as the world gives. It is overflow, restoration, and vindication. There are new doors that were waiting for this week to be open. There are people who are assigned to find you after this moment, not before. There are contracts, partnerships, and resources that have been circling in the spirit, waiting for this divine alignment. This is not just about money. This is about movement. You are being moved from survival into stewardship, from delay into dominion. And this word is your confirmation. The heavens have moved. The prophetic wind is blowing. Your next level has been released. You may feel the weight of uncertainty, but that is only because your spirit is adjusting to a new altitude. You are not going back. You are not circling the same mountain. You are ascending into prophetic fulfillment. You are becoming the version of you that prophecy always spoke about. Do not underestimate the moment. What is being released between now and the end of this month is a setup for the next 12 months of your life. What you receive now, what you align with now, what you protect now, will determine your level of operation in the months ahead. The financial blessing is not just a gift. It is a gateway. And you are walking through it. Lift your spirit. Fix your posture. Open your hands. The prophecy is not coming. It has come. Type "the prophecy is mine" in the comments if this word confirms your season. Blessing code 3344 is activated and surrounding your name. As this prophetic revelation settles in your heart, I want to speak directly to those who feel the stirring in their spirit right now. Those who know this word wasn't just for encouragement, it was a call to action. This is your chance to partner with heaven's move and sow into the very ground where the anointing is flowing. When you give through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the video description, you're not just supporting a message, you're fueling the mission to awaken others to their divine timing and breakthrough. The word says in Proverbs 11:25, "He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." Let your giving be prophetic. Let it be bold. Let it be a declaration. I will not miss this window. Your seed is your agreement. Your support is your alignment. And as you release it, watch heaven release more than you can contain. So now, don't delay. What you release in faith, God multiplies in power. This is the moment of awakening. This is the moment when all of heaven leans in, waiting to hear the sound of agreement rise from your spirit. Because what is being released in this prophetic hour cannot be accessed by emotion alone. It must be claimed by declaration and sealed by faith. You are not standing in front of possibility. You are standing before destiny's door. But doors do not open for the passive. They open for the aligned, the obedient, and the bold. You've heard the prophecy. You felt the stirring. You've watched the signs build up all month long. Divine delays, strange shifts in relationships, the sudden silence of people who once celebrated you. You felt the pressing, the breaking, the sacred tension. And now, with the blessing set to release on September 27th at 12:12 a.m., you are being called into more than observation. You are being called into activation. Heaven is not waiting to see if God will bless you. Heaven is waiting to see if you will rise and receive what is already written. The blessing has been signed. The gate has been opened. The angelic assignments have already been dispatched. But there is one thing heaven cannot do for you. Heaven cannot say yes on your behalf. You must rise in spirit, lift your voice in faith, and declare, "I receive what has been spoken. I claim what has been released. I align with what heaven has written." This is not the time for spiritual hesitation. This is not the moment for passive hope. This is the hour where you stand on your feet, in the natural and in the spirit, and call your inheritance out of delay and into now. The Spirit of the Lord says, "Speak it, and I will seal it." Declare it, and I will deliver it. Believe it, and I will multiply it. This is how destiny is activated, not just by waiting, but by warring through your agreement. There is a transaction happening in the spirit, and it requires your full attention. The oil of blessing is ready to be poured, but only on those who have made room for it. That means your attitude must match your assignment. That means your posture must reflect your promise. That means your spirit must come into full alignment with the prophetic atmosphere that is now resting on your life. The adversary would love for you to remain quiet in this moment, to remain cautious, to remain passive, because he knows that your silence delays your own inheritance. But when you begin to speak what God has already declared, when you say yes in the face of fear, when you say now in the face of delay, when you say mine in the face of doubt, something shifts. The invisible becomes visible. The held up becomes released. The delayed becomes delivered. Heaven waits for your yes. Not a shallow yes. Not a convenient yes. But a surrendered yes. The kind that reaches beyond your feelings and into your faith. The kind that says, even if I don't see it yet, I know it's done. The kind that says, I will not allow fear to forfeit what God has placed before me. The kind that doesn't whisper destiny but roars it into the atmosphere. So now, the activation is in your hands. You must declare, you must agree, you must obey. You must not shrink back. You must not let your past speak louder than your promise. This is the hour. This is the gate. This is the unlocking of what your spirit hath been waiting for. Your name is not small in heaven. Your calling is not minor. You are not overlooked, forgotten, or passed by. You are a carrier of prophetic wealth, divine strategy, and kingdom-level impact. And this week, the heavens have written it in bold. You are being released into the reality of what was only a word before. Type yes to destiny in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 4114 is flowing through your agreement. There are things happening right now, beneath the surface, beyond the visible, behind the veil, that your eyes cannot see but your spirit can sense. You have felt the pressure. You have felt the unease in the atmosphere. You have sensed the stillness that does not feel like absence, but rather anticipation. That is because a divine transaction is taking place. A silent exchange is unfolding in the spirit realm, and you are the subject of the shift. Heaven is making movements on your behalf. While others sleep unaware, while adversaries plot in confusion, while you wait in obedience, angelic hands are negotiating in your favor. The same Michael who was dispatched to Daniel in delay is moving now, cutting through demonic resistance and recovering what was stolen. There are scrolls with your name being unsealed. There are accounts in the spirit being audited and recalculated in your favor. What was withheld due to disobedience in the past is now being reconsidered because of your faithfulness in the present. The silence is not a punishment. The silence is proof that heaven is working. While you sleep, heaven transfers. While you wait, heaven works. While you stay quiet and faithful, heaven speaks loudly on your behalf. The war over your wealth, over your increase, over your next level is not being fought in conference rooms. It's being settled in heavenly places, where angels are rearranging systems, canceling debts, releasing strategies, and placing favor in the hands of the ones God has approved. And yes, you have been approved. The exchange is not always loud. It is not always emotional, but it is always effective. You may not feel the shift, but you will see the result. You may not hear the sound, but you will witness the release. This is the mystery of divine wealth transfer. It doesn't happen through chaos. It happens through covenant. And your covenant has been honored. Your sacrifice has spoken. Your posture has positioned you for what others have labored for but never receive. Right now, there is a spiritual handoff taking place. The inheritance that was wrongly held in the enemy's camp is being pulled back. The resources that were hidden from you are being placed into plain view. What was locked in the hands of the greedy is now being released into the hands of the righteous. There is no earthly reason for what is coming to you, but there is heavenly justification. You were tried. You were tested. You remained. You believed. Even when others walked away, you stayed. Even when you could have spoken up in anger, you remained in peace. And heaven saw it. The silent seeds you sowed in secret, financial, emotional, spiritual, are now returning as a multiplied harvest. This is not just back pay. This is prophetic interest on the time you thought was wasted. There is no such thing as lost time in the kingdom of God. Only investments that return when the divine hour strikes. And that hour is now. This last week of September has been marked for supernatural exchange. What was once intangible will now be transferred into your life in tangible form. Don't be surprised when unexpected finances arrive. Don't be shocked when new doors swing open. Don't doubt the promotion, the opportunity, the increase, because it was always yours. You're just now seeing the receipt of the heavenly transaction that took place while you were still and surrendered. The only thing that can interrupt this divine exchange is doubt. The only force that can delay this deposit is disobedience. Do not abort what heaven is birthing by questioning what you've already been promised. Trust that if God is moving in silence, He's moving with precision. If the angels are operating behind the scenes, they're doing so for your protection and your prosperity. You may not hear the sound of the transfer, but soon you will carry the evidence of it. What's yours cannot be taken. What's been approved cannot be blocked. What is coming has already been released. Type "I receive the transfer" in the comments if your spirit is aligned. Blessing code 7070 is now moving in your direction. Now hear the word of the Lord. Justice is not delayed. It is measured. And the scales of heaven are tipping in your favor. What you thought was overlooked has been under divine review. What you believed was stolen hath been under lock and key, waiting for the appointed hour of release. And that hour is now approaching. September 27th at 12:12 a.m. is not just the moment of release, it is the moment of divine reversal. For every injustice you've endured, every manipulation that slowed you down, every whispered lie that cost you access, God is moving to restore and reverse. You must understand, this is not only about finances. This is about the vindication of your name, your reputation, your season, your assignment. There are people who tried to discredit you, who laughed at your drought while secretly mimicking your discipline. There are individuals who walked away from you, believing you were finished, not knowing you were only being refined. And the Lord says, they will watch what I do for you in this next season, and they will know that I have favored you. There is a balance of justice being restored in the Spirit. What they tried to block, God is now doubling in your direction. Every delayed promise is returning with interest. Every door they tried to shut behind your back is now being forcefully opened by the hand of God. This is not karma. This is not revenge. This is righteous recompense. The Lord of hosts is not responding emotionally. He is responding legally. The gavel has fallen. The case is settled. The verdict is restoration. Those who spoke curses over your finances will now witness your harvest. Those who tried to limit your territory will now watch as your influence expands. And those who mocked your silence will now be silenced themselves by the sound of your overflow. Do not gloat. Do not boast. But understand, this is not just a personal blessing. This is a public reversal. God is making a statement through your restoration. And let us be clear, this justice is not petty. It is prophetic. Because when the enemy touches a child of covenant, he touches what belongs to God. And now the heavens have issued the response. Michael has gone ahead. The battle had been fought. The blessing has been authorized. But this blessing is not just about your vindication. It is about your commissioning. You will be entrusted with resources not to prove your doubters wrong, but to prove God right. The favor coming upon your life is not random. It is evidence of divine justice in motion. God is correcting what was twisted. God is realigning what was misplaced. God is reordering what was stolen. And in the process, He is elevating you in the presence of those who thought it would never be your time. And there's more. The reversal is generational. What you receive in this final week of September will not stop with you. It will flow through you. What was withheld from your family for decades will begin to pour through your hands. The curses of lack, delay, and sabotage are breaking, not by effort but by legal authority in the Spirit. The hand of God is reaching into your past to redeem time. The breath of God is blowing into your future to multiply your impact. And the voice of God is roaring over your present to reverse every demonic decree spoken against you. Divine justice is active right now. Do not second-guess what you see manifesting. Do not question why it's coming so suddenly. This is the fulfillment of prophecy. This is the proof that heaven keeps records. This is the power of serving a God who doesn't just love you, He defends you. And in this season, your greatest defender has spoken. No man can curse what God has chosen to reverse. No system can block what God has approved to release. And no enemy can stop what heaven has already sent. Type God is my defender in the comments if this reversal word is yours. Blessing code 9991 is now activated over your justice. Now, as the midnight hour draws near, and the final stretch of September comes into alignment with divine time, hear this final word sealed from the throne of heaven. You are not empty. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are standing in the most sacred moment of your financial timeline. What was spoken at the beginning of the month has not faded. It has gathered strength. It has grown weight. And now, at 12:12 a.m. on September 27th, it will come to pass. This is the moment where heaven confirms what you always suspected. You were never overlooked. You were preserved for something greater. The blessing you are stepping into is not just an answer to prayer. It is a divine decree manifesting in real time. There are no coincidences with God. This time, this day, this message, this opportunity, they are all synchronized with heaven's master plan. You are now entering what was delayed. You are stepping into what was protected. And you are receiving what was already written. Your financial overflow is not a reward. It is a responsibility. You have been trusted with provision because heaven knows you will steward it with purpose. You are not just being released into riches. You are being released into relevance, reason, and reach. This is the transfer that empowers your next level, that fuels your assignment, that confirms your identity in the realm of the Spirit. And I say this with boldness: no force of darkness can stop what heaven has decreed. No hidden enemy can block what the Archangel has defended. No false voice can cancel what the Spirit of God has authored. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. The seal of divine wealth has been placed upon your name. And where once you walked in lack, you shall now run in overflow. This is your covenant moment. This is your midnight breakthrough. The angelic realm has released it. The courts of heaven have confirmed it. The prophetic voice has spoken it. And now, you must carry it with confidence. Walk through the doors. Make the call. Launch the vision. Sow the seed. Rest in the knowledge that you are no longer waiting. You are walking. Do not look back. Do not doubt the download. Do not diminish your destiny. The gate has opened. The transfer has begun. And your name hath been elevated in the heavenly records. Go now, blessed and unstoppable. Go now, sealed and unshakable. Go now, chosen and anointed for abundance. For the time is not near, the time is now. Type "I am walking in IT" in the comments if you receive this final word. Blessing code 1277 is now covering your house, your hands, and your harvest. Before we close, I speak now to the hearts that have been stirred, aligned, and awakened by this prophetic message. This is your moment to not only receive the word, but to move with it, to sow into the very flow that unlocked your breakthrough. Every super thanks, membership, or PayPal seed link in the video description is more than support. It's a spiritual agreement with what heaven is doing in this hour. As you sow, you're not just giving, you're participating in the fulfillment of prophecy. Just as Elijah called for the widow's oil and the overflow followed, your obedience in giving unlocks the supernatural release in your house. Deuteronomy 1:11 says, "May the Lord, the God of your fathers, increase you 1,000 times and bless you as he has promised." That blessing is alive now. Speak with your seed. Seal it with honor. And let God do the multiplying. So boldly. So prophetically. So with expectation. Your support builds altars of fire where others will be awakened. Give now, and watch what heaven does next.